Hi and welcome. I'm joined by 5 Eurovision fans ready to discuss one of this year's Eurovision entries. My name is Charlotte. I'm from Denmark. I'll be your host today. Now let's meet our panel of Eurovision fans before we start talking about the Serbian entry.
My name is Sara. I'm from Sweden and I've been following Eurovision very closely since 1999 when I was only 10 years old. I remember watching my first contest in 97. I remember mostly the Swedish entries from those years. And then in 1999, I was very excited to learn that it's a contest that comes annually and that Sweden actually won. So that woke my interest and I've been following closely ever since. I try to watch all the national finals. I make, my own lists and predictions and statistics. So this is the highlight of my year.
Hello, I am half Greek and half Hungarian. I live in Budapest. I am a Euro fan since I was 1 year old. From my parents. I was listening to the songs. So yeah.
Hello, I'm Alvaro. I am originally from Colombia. And actually, before I moved to Finland, I remember that because of the time difference, the Eurovision Song Contest was in the afternoon for me. So I usually was studying, and I remember during that day, I didn't watch anything, the news or the message on my chat. And when I came later, I watched the full show, like trying to avoid, all the spoilers. Maybe that's how the Australians also do it if they don't get up early.
Hi, I'm Miljan from Serbia. I'm originally from Bosnia, but it was Yugoslavia back then when I started watching Eurovision. The first Eurovision song I actually remember is Daniel, Julie for Yugoslavia when I was 1 year old, Julie, 1983. But I started really following Eurovision when I was 5 with 1987 and Johnny Logan's win. And I've been watching Eurovision ever since. I only had a break during the 90s with Eurovision and started back around 1999 watching it again religiously.
Hi, I'm Liza from Denmark. Like my Serbian colleague, I also had a break from the Eurovision 90s because I didn't think it was just as good. But other than that, I have been following it since I was a little girl as well. I don't watch all the national finals. I only watch, of course, Denmark, and then I watch Germany if they have one, and Norway and Iceland. That's all that I bother to do.
The song we'll talk about today is from Serbia. Hurricane has been chosen to represent them this year with the song Loco Loco. Since we have a local guy with us tonight, Miljan, can you first tell us a bit about what the song is about?
Well, Hurricane is the group that was chosen last year to represent Serbia with Hasta la Vista. And it was the first time actually that Serbia chose a group and style of music which is current in our music industry. Usually we try to send something ethnic or something more pop rocky, which isn't really popular at that moment here. So it was the first time that such a group was chosen. It's made up of 3 girls. Good-looking girls. Sanja Vučić, who represented Serbia in 2016. Ksenia Knežević, who sang in 2015 with her father Knez for Montenegro as a backing vocalist. And Ivana Nikolić, who was a dancer and never entered Eurovision. So after COVID-19 canceled Eurovision last year, I was praying and I actually wrote emails to our broadcaster asking them to save the money and send them again, because as I said in the panel for Romania, I think when the public chooses an artist and it's canceled due to some higher power, it's just fair for the artist to be sent again. This year's song is called Loco Loco. It was written by Darko Dimitrov, who wrote already a few songs for Macedonia and Serbia in the past. Nemanja, who wrote the song last year, and Sanja Vučić herself wrote the lyrics. When I first heard the song, I wasn't a fan of it. It was just noise. I couldn't understand a word. But after listening to it a few times, it grew on me, and I think it's slightly better produced than last year's. But there is some audio problem which our broadcaster is plagued with. For instance, on Spotify, the quality of the sound is really bad. I like the song. I think it will qualify because it stands out in its semifinal, being the only really totally upbeat song. It doesn't have the most BPM, beats per minute, but it's real chock full of sound, and the girls, whatever anyone says, can actually sing live, especially the two first mentioned, so Sanja and Ksenia. They look good. It's upbeat. It's fun. I mean, what's there not like? And I don't want to comment on the video. The video is just cheesy. It's done by an artist who did videos in the 90s for Serbia, and he uses cheap filters, who makes the singers not even look like themselves. So I'll just skip that part, and let's concentrate on the part what it will look like and sound like when we get to Eurovision. And I think they are one of the acts which will profit from the new rule that pre-recorded vocals can be used, because this is such a song where we have so many electronic vocals and the chock full of backing vocals, where if you want it to sound good, it does have to be like Melodi Festivalen and has to be pre-recorded to sound well.
With that, let's move on to the opinions from the other panels. Sara, what do you think?
I like this one a lot. It's not in my, I think it's my top 20 at least. Last year's song by Hurricane was my guilty pleasure. I didn't like it from the beginning, but it grew on me. This one I liked from the start. I think they, like Miljan said, they do sing good. It's hard to sing when you dance a lot, which they do on stage. So I hope that they'll do a similar show from the one they had last year, because it was quite impressive to see them sing and dance and move like that. They are very, very powerful on stage, I think. I hope that's something they will bring this year as well.
Well, when the contest last year was cancelled, I was afraid that next year, when they are getting again the same artist, if the songs will be better, the same, or worse than the previous. So I think that last year was way better, a way better entry, and I cannot say that I like the Serbia of 2021. It's not something that bothered me. I would listen to it as a song, but never as the best song in the contest. Like, I would listen it to the bar or I don't know where, but not something I would type on YouTube to listen to it. So I don't know, I'm not a big fan.
I just don't get it. I don't get this song. What's the hype? I mean, they can put on a show, but apart from that, this is Hasta la Vista 2.0, and it's not, it didn't get better. And also when they sing together, I don't see them as a group. It's more like if they were competing to get the attention. Which, yeah, that's, I actually like more Sanja's 2016 entry, and I cannot get how she went from that song, Goodbye Shelter, to this one.
Do you want me to answer?
Maybe.
This is the music. This is music.
Change.
This is music that makes money. the music she sang, she didn't even sing music like 2016. She did ska, but ska in Serbia doesn't make money. So I always say a girl's gotta eat. So she turned into this sexy woman and sings about having sex and so on. But I have to ask you, Alvaro, something. What do you think about this trend with Spanish-sounding words and Spanish words being used as titles? Because they had Hasta la Vista and now they have Loco Loco. I mean, I frankly, I don't like it. But what do you think as a Spanish native speaker?
Yeah.
You think it's pretentious?
It's quite cheesy for me. Yeah. I don't see the point. And there are a lot of songs this year with that put some Spanish just for the sake of it.
Oh, well, actually, Alvaro said some of the things that I also wanted to say, because I have said before that it annoys me when groups or artists from last year make something similar to what they had last year. And I think, sorry to say this, but I think that Serbia is the worst example of this. If I hadn't heard Hasta la Vista, I would probably like this one. But this year it just feels like a blow below the belt. And I don't understand why they make a Spanish title again. However, on the positive note, I will say that it's good for my bike rides, because it gets me up in a good pace, and actually it gets me also annoyed again, and I try to run away from see if I can outrun the song as well. I will though say that I think that Sanja is a wonderful woman. I have had so much fun with her when she was in this concert in Portugal a couple of years ago. So I think she's really a nice lady. Nothing about that, but I really don't like this one.
And to me, this song actually reminds me a bit of Macarena. It's just less catchy. It's fun, but I also have a hard time connecting to it. Miljan, as a local, how do you feel about hearing these opinions?
I understand them. I very much understand them. I understand why Liza would like the song from 2016 more, because that's something that Serbia gotten the Eurovision audience used to, as us presenting our sound. But as I said, I was always annoyed that our public broadcasters swayed away from the music that's actually current right here and which makes money here. And I was glad that for once, it doesn't matter what they will do, if they will have success or not, but that for once we at least try sending a song that's popular. And how much it is popular goes to show that it's right now still the most watched official YouTube video on the Eurovision channel for this year. So it is what it is. So I understand why someone wouldn't like it, and I understand why someone would like it. It's of course okay. And I think also what Takko and Liza said, for artists from last year to repeat, to send a good song this year again and not to make it look too much like last year, was a very hard task. So one has to applaud a little big for not even trying to top last year. But it is what it is.
And since the introduction of semifinals in 2005, Serbia has only missed the final 3 times. Will they also qualify this year?
It's difficult to say, actually. It's interesting because I keep thinking, Miljan, about all the previous Serbian entries that maybe weren't, reflective of the current music industry in Serbia, but that did very well in Eurovision, that I actually highly miss. Serbia is one of my favorite countries in Eurovision because of those more folk music inspired songs. So I don't really know how this will do. They might miss the final, actually. It's not a safe bet, I think, even though I would have loved to see them in the final.
Oh, well, I'm not, to be honest. I believe that they will pass, but I can see them around the last place and the 15th place, somewhere around there. So I don't know. For me, it's a pass. They will qualify, but they will not do so well in the final.
I would give it 50-50. At this point, I think they will qualify, but it was a hard battle.
Well, I say no, but I understand what Sara says as well, that I actually miss Balkan ballads this year. But the reason I say no is because I see that both Croatia and Slovenia and North Macedonia is in the first semi-final. So I don't know who's going to vote for Serbia in the second semi-final. So it's a no for me. And not because I don't like the song, because I liked Hasta la Vista actually a lot, but not this year. Sorry.
I think it will pass on the sole fact that it's so different from everything else in the semi, but I do see Lisa's point on not having our neighbors and former countrymen with us, but I want to believe that Eurovision is not just about diaspora and neighbors, and that something else sometimes gets points. Like, I mean, Portugal didn't have any so many neighbors 2017 and won with a very quirky and unique song, and Serbia won in 2007 by getting 12 points from Finland also, and we don't have a diaspora there. So I think we will pass, but I do have reservations because this year is simply so crazy and different that anything can happen. But I'm confident still and hoping, of course, that we will get to the final.
For me, this is borderline to qualify. It will not qualify as one of the first ones in the semi-final, but it could come over as 8th, 9th, or 10th, or it could finish 11th, 12th, just outside. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. If we use the Eurovision scale 0 to 8, 10, and 12 points, I will unfortunately only give this 3 points. But what about you guys? Liza?
Well, I only give 1 point, and that's because it's still good to do on my bike rides.
Miljan, how many points to Serbia, from Serbia?
I give it 10 points. I don't want to be too biased and give it 12 points. I give it 10 points because I really love the song. I've listened to it 1,000 times already, and I've bugged their PR to publish the song finally on Spotify. So yeah, 10 points for me.
For me, it's a 1.
2 points.
I think this is 7 for me. It's very close to 8 points, but not yet. So 7 points. Maybe if they have a killer stage show, it will jump up to 8 points, but it's 7 for now.
And is there anyone who have something they would like to add regarding the Serbian entry?
Yeah, I would like to say I'm afraid of the stage show because last year it was much better than I would have expected it. And a few weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago or something, the girls were in a TV show and they said that they're still working on the vocals for the live performance and for the staging. But they also said they already recorded the live on tape. So if it comes to using the live on tape, I'm worried what they actually recorded for live on tape if the performance wasn't ready, because I somehow think RTS and they didn't really understand the point of live on tape, that it will actually be used for judging in the contest. So I just hope they won't have to use that. And anyway, we will see the live on tape. Maybe they were just faking that they still don't know about the choreography and so on, but I'm afraid of the live on tape.
And with that, I would like to say thank you to our panel and to our viewers. We will soon return with new panel members and the rest of the 2021 songs. Take care and don't forget to subscribe and follow Eurovisionary. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.